Live from Owings Mills, Maryland, it's the Max Fortune Show. Whether it's becoming a success by achieving your dreams and goals, growing your business, or unlocking your full potential, the Max Fortune Show specializes in helping you maximize your fortune. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Max Fortune Show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Max Fortune Show. Today we have an exciting installation of today's show. For those of you who aren't familiar, I'm an author, publisher, book coach, and marketing specialist. And today on the show, we're on location here at Rebate Realty with some very special guests. We actually have George Schiaffino, who's an investor, author, and the owner of Rebate Realty, and a Ferguson, a realtor with over 25 years in the business, and Beth, business realtor with over 30 years in the business. So thanks everybody for coming on to the show today. And so today we're going to be focusing on real estate and the advantages that you can have by being in real estate and investing in real estate or buying real estate. So we're going to talk about that today. And so I want to actually go, before we kind of go deep into it, I just want to kind of talk or go into the show a little bit with introductions. So I want to start I'll start with you, Anna. You know, so the ladies first. So you've been in the real estate industry for 25 years.
Yes.
And you've worked in some capacity in real estate, whether it was property management, new home sales, or in general brokerage. Mm-hmm. And you also specialize in helping single parents and divorced clients, assisting them in their move to the next chapter of their lives. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. You're also a social media trainer who assists agents with the navigation and integration of social media with their real estate business.
Yes, here at Rebate Realty, we are very high tech when it comes to certain things, and we understand that as real estate has grown and developed, so has technology, and agents who are not familiar with technology will be left behind. So here at Rebate Realty, we are very, very concerned and very, very on top of social media marketing, social media understanding, and really social media etiquette. Because there are just certain things you just can and cannot do on social media when you're in business.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually have you chime in about that a little bit later. I got some specific questions about how social media relates to real estate. Mm-hmm. So I want to also bring in Beth. Beth, you're also an associate broker who has nearly 30 years in the real estate industry. You specialize in residential sales, helping both first-time home buyers as well as seniors who are looking to take the next step in their lives. Am I correct?
Correct.
Awesome. And you also coach and mentor a lot of new agents entering the field, and you by the field of real estate by teaching them the correct ways to succeed in the business. Am I correct?
Correct.
Obviously. And so how do you like doing that so far? I mean, 30 years, that's a long time.
It has its challenges. There are days that you want to just see what Walmart's doing, and then there are other days that are very nice to be in this business.
Great, fantastic. And so now we have Mr. George Schiaffino here. So that's there. I see
you laugh.
Listen, that's good. I always say save the best for last, but you have such a resume that I really wanted to really make sure I gave it the proper focus.
I would think you better.
So at the age of 24, you owned a successful real estate company
Correct.
with over 100 agents.
That's correct.
Been in the real estate industry for over 40 years.
Stop.
Okay. You look younger than that.
I did.
You start when you're 8?
I did.
So in the 80s,
I've been saying that for 10 years now. I've been in it for 40 years, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, now it's 50 years. Well, that never was.
Wow. Okay.
No, it's not true.
Well, it says also that when I did some research, it says in the 80s as an agent, you made over $1 million listing and selling real estate.
That is correct.
You also owned and operated an auction company and
That is
successfully auctioned over 100 properties in 1 year.
Correct.
It's amazing. Yeah. You are also a developer of several parcels of land, developing into buildable lots. You've bought and sold and rehabbed over 500 homes in your real estate career.
That's correct.
You started a new real estate company in 2005, grew that company from no agents in 2005 to over 500 agents in 2009, creating one of the largest locally owned companies in Maryland.
Was the largest. It is still the largest locally owned company here. My son runs that company. He's doing him and his partner are doing a phenomenal job. They are in Maryland, DC, Virginia, now in PA, and soon to be in Delaware. So they're doing a to develop real estate companies. So yes, they're doing extremely well.
Fantastic. And also in 2010, and I don't know how many people know. I would
Yeah,
know that.
by the way, that company's called Executive. That if anybody knows, Executive is a tremendous company.
Yeah, I mean, everybody sees the signs around. Alex, you did a phenomenal job with that. Also in 2010, it says that you started working in the MLM, the multi-level marketing.
That's
in 10 months, you had a residual income of over $120,000 a month, no, $12,000 a month.
Which was 120. But 10,000 is not bad.
Not 10,000 is not bad.
Yeah.
And you were also awarded the company's highest honor, member of the Chairman's Club.
That's correct.
And in 2013, you started the first and only rebate company in the state of Maryland, which is what we're kind of here to talk about today.
Correct.
And you acquired over 190 listings in 1 year just to show proof of concept.
Yes.
So that's an amazing, amazing resume.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of, I mean, that's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into the meat of the show and talk about a lot of real estate, I want to remind everybody that the Max Fortune Show is recorded live. So right now we're recording this live here. And the show is coming in where we actually welcome calls from viewers and listeners. So what you can do if you're there and you're going to have questions for Beth, Anna, George, or myself, you can call us. The number here to call is 844-220-2266. Again, that number is 844-220-2266. So again, if you want to call in, have questions, real estate questions, personal questions, you want to have George sing a song or something, I don't know.
I
We
can
talked about
sing.
that earlier.
I'm allowing him to
We
sing.
can end this show very quickly.
That's the number to call. Also, listen, we comment live on Facebook. So if you're on the Ask Max Fortune page on Facebook, if you comment live on there, we'll actually be able to read your comments online. You know what? I do have, we usually do for the special caller, we actually have vacation vouchers that we usually give away to the best caller or the caller or personal comments online. So again, we have some of these ready for you as well. So what we do is we do welcome those calls and your comments. So please feel free to do that. Again, so today we're doing our Get Rich in Your Niche segment, so where we feature small businesses or businesses in the Maryland area. And so that's why we're here today. We're actually on location, so the set looks different today than it normally does, because we're actually on location at Rebate Realty. And again, George, thanks for letting us come in and do the show here.
Thank you very much.
And what we're going to do, so I'm going to kind of go through and just ask you guys a couple of questions about real estate. We're going to talk about the market, today's market, how it works, and things that agents can do, things that buyers and sellers can do actually right now in today's market to benefit from the market. And I primarily want to talk about how the market is different today than it was even 10 years ago. And you know what? I'm going to actually pose that question to you, George, to start us off with. How is the market different today?
Than 10 years ago?
Yes.
Well, that was in '07. In '07, the market was depressed. It was a very depressed market. So actually the property values were going downwards. So in different levels, again, I've been doing this a long time, so the market was actually trending downwards. So you had investors that actually were losing massive money back in that period. People were buying. Matter of fact, I went to a meeting today, and it was the investors, Ugly House investor franchise. And in '07, in '08 and '09, actual prices were going downwards. They were continually going down. So people were buying at low levels, and investors were buying, figuring that they were buying at very low levels. But what was happening is they bought low, and then a month later, the prices were even going down lower. So what they thought was a good deal was not a good deal anymore. So people were losing. And a month later, guess what happened? Prices were even going lower. So what was a good deal became not a good deal anymore. So lower levels. How low can it go? Go all the way to the bottom. So what goes up goes down. And that's why you need the expertise of somebody who's been there, done that. Can you make money? You can make more money in a bad market than you could kind of good. So don't be afraid of a market. That's why you need guidance to be able to guide you through all the markets, whether it's good or bad. You would think it's bad time to buy when the markets are bad. No. Good time to buy. So sometime I built Executive Home when it was in '06, '07, '08, '09. When all the other real estate companies were going out of business, I put in 500 agents, from 0 to 500 agents. that's when the time was to do it. So it depends on when to go in. When markets are bad, and 10 years ago, when markets were terrible, that's when I got in and took over the market. When you have somebody that knows what they're doing, that's what you need. You need expertise, then you're going to make all the money.
You know what? We're actually here at Rebate Realty, so I actually want you to explain what that is. Rebate Realty, company you started, and so talk about.
It is a beautiful thing. Rebate is a beautiful thing. It's about a strategy for buyers, and it's a strategy for sellers. It's an incredible product. And when the market finds out what we have, that what we can give back, it's a give back product. It's a give back product to a buyer. We help. When we get paid a commission, which we get paid for our services provided, that's why I said expertise that you pay for, we give that money back to a buyer. That buyer can use that money for closing costs, for moving expenses. It's tax-free to them, and they can use it any way they want. They can go on vacation with it, whatever they want to do with it. It's their money. So it's legal for us to do it because what we give to one, we give to all the buyers. So any buyer comes in, they can buy a house from us, or they can buy from any other real estate company. Just as long as they buy from our company, they get cash back. So we get part of our commission right back to that buyer. We can legally do that. It is illegal for any other real estate company to do that in Maryland. Legal for us because we give back to all the buyers. See, if any other real estate company did that, they'd have to give it back to all their buyers. Other real estate companies, they're not as friendly. They don't give back because they can't. Because they'd have to give it back to all their buyers. We give it back. So even my other real estate company can't do that.
So that's really a unique selling proposition that Rebate Realty has. It's unique. And so what you're saying is that people who buy a home through Rebate Realty would actually get money back.
Oh, yes.
Just on doing a purchase. They'll get a check at closing.
They can use that money any way they wish. And every buyer that comes in with us are finding out, and that's why they say, are you sure this is real? It is very real. And people are taking advantage of this opportunity to buy a new home from us. Do not go through a new home. Do not go through any new home. Don't go through any new home project without us. You're losing money. Why would you do that? Why would you do such a foolish thing? Why would you go into any open house through any other real estate company without calling us? You're losing money. They're going to give you a plant at closing. We're going to give you a plant and a check. So why would you do such a foolish thing?
You can't beat that. You can't beat that.
The checks are normally hundreds of dollars too. Hundreds of dollars. I've purchased a refrigerator, a pool pump, patio furniture.
Yeah,
Whatever they
buy
want to
anything
do
you
with
want.
it, they can use it.
Yeah, large TVs and you name it. We've been, we've put in all kinds of. It's amazing what we've been able to do for people, and it's wonderful because it's our way of giving back to people. And again, it's differentiator. We do something that other real estate companies cannot do. And we give the full service. We do everything. We know where the money is. We know how to get the financing. We got the whole kit and caboodle. And so this is just something as a thank you.
So so you kind of gone into you kind of answered my next question was how does the rebate work? I wanted to explain what it does, or that it's really money back, and that's what you're saying at closing. And so how does it work? You kind of went into it, but go a little bit more into how does it work? So somebody hires an agent.
They hire Anna or Beth, and they're gonna show them a house as any other real estate person would do, and they'll take them out and show them houses that are on the market, all the houses that are in their price criteria. We'll get them qualified, take them through the loan process, get them whatever special financing, whatever is available, and getting the best deal available for them. And once that is done, at closing, they will get a check from our company made out to them, and it'll be right on the sheet, right on the settlement sheet, and that check comes to them, and it is tax-free to them. That's an advantage to the buyer, and the buyer gets huge, that's a check right to them. And how it helps the seller is, of course, what does a seller need? Seller needs buyers, don't they?
Yep.
So when I went out to open up this company, I wanted to show proof of concept. So I build companies, I build things. I build things because it's logical. So to help the sellers, seller needs a buyer. What better way is to have their buyers, I'm going to give them money. Well, then obviously their house has more value. If they buy a house from me, they're going to get a check back. So certainly the house has more value when I list it than another real estate company. Well, the real estate company is not going to do what I can do. So we as a company have more value. Our sign saying Rebate Realty, our rebate has much more value than any other sign out there. No disrespect to any other real estate company, but we're giving back, they are not. So a seller has the power, it doesn't cost the seller any more money to get more marketing. And that's what sells properties, is marketing. And that's where Anna comes in with all her marketing of all, when it gets out there in social media. When the social media sees what we're doing, like this show right here, how many people now know about Rebate are going to say, oh, wait a minute, I'm going to look at a house, why would I go use Joe Smo? Oh, I'm using the rebate company where I can get money. I can use that money for closing. It costs a lot of money to buy a house. So if I can get some dollars to help defray that cost, I'm using that company. The reason they don't use us is because they don't know. They're going to start to know about us.
So Anna, tell everybody what type of homes are eligible for a rebate.
The question is, what type of homes aren't eligible for a rebate? All homes in the state of Maryland with a licensed rebate agent is eligible for the rebate. Now, naturally, the home has to be over $100,000, but we go from 100 to $1 million. I had one agent in our office, songs on rebate was astronomical that he gave back to his clients, because sellers and buyers understand the importance of, hi, how you doing? I'm gonna give you a couple of dollars to help you move into your new home. The rebate is eligible for all homes as long as the agent and the buyer have a understanding of what their responsibilities are to one another. My responsibility as a buyer's agent is to find you a home. Your responsibility as a buyer is to qualify to buy it. If you qualify to buy it, I qualify to sell you that house and give you a rebate. And it makes sense, because as an agent, I can honestly say I've given money prior to coming here where clients needed a couple of dollars for closing, where they needed some money for a home inspection. Now I can do it without any problems, because now I'm giving it to you, and I'm telling you right up front, I'll give you some money. You want it? Yes. Okay, cool. When was the last time somebody gave you a couple of $1,000s just for saying, I'm gonna buy something?
That's true.
Okay.
So, Beth, can you just speak to a little bit about, both George and Anna kind of sort of answer this question, but what do you think about what makes you unique as an agent with Rebate Realty? And can you speak to what, the uniqueness that you have by working for Rebate Realty?
The rebate is everything. It really is. All the buyers love it. The sellers love it. When the sellers sell their home, they're going to need someplace else to go, so they get to take advantage of the rebate when they buy their next place. So it helps everybody.
Awesome. George, I know that there's something that's real important to you. One of the things that's important to you is having purpose in what you do. And I want you to speak to a little bit about how the importance of having purpose, and really how that not only just relates to you in real estate, but just you, in general, and all the ventures that you have.
Well, I mean, one of the things that I wanted to do for everyone, I wanted to create, this product has been on my agenda for many, many years. And I wanted something that would give back to not only the agents, but would give back to the public. And this is the best win-win I've ever been able to do in my entire life. I've created all the products that have been in this industry for the last X years. But this is something that I know is the best give back product, and it's a feel good. It's an incredible feel good product. And the purpose of this product is for that. Is for people to really, when you give, you get. And I want. And if you're trying to build something, and the people out there, investors, I don't care if you're realtors, I don't care what you do, if you're even doing any business, the key is to give in life. If you can give, you're going to get. And I believe that in my heart and soul. And a lot of real estate people, they don't give. And that's why they're not getting. And if we can give in our life, we're going to receive much more. And I'm going to tell you, that's what rebate. It's a differentiator. It differentiates us from the competition. They can't do it. We can. And when you can do that in any business, if you can differentiate yourself from the competition, you're going to win. In any business that you're going to do, I don't care if you have callers coming here. I don't care what business. Because that's what I've done. You know, Max, I've created lots of businesses. I do a lot of businesses. So if you can do something that the public can't, that your competition can't do, and you can do it, you're going to do extremely well. Never worry about the money. Money will always take care of itself if you take care of your clients.
That's a great answer. And you know what, and I want to circle back to you. And you talked at the top of the show about social media, and that's your gifting. You know, that you really do this well. So talk about how does social media work in today's real estate market? How do you utilize social media for that?
Okay, a lot of buyers, sellers, the moment they introduced the smartphone is when our lives changed. The moment Apple came on and showed us all the iPhone and Steve Jobs was up there and everybody was applauding, and then you introduced something like Facebook. I understand the importance, or should I say at Rebate, we understand the importance of social media. You go to where the clients are. Everybody and their cousin Susie has a Facebook account or an Instagram account. 80-year-old grandmothers have a Facebook account. And as long as there's social media, there are people. And people like to see things that are interesting to them, and things that are of interest to them. And we have learned at Rebate Realty where the clients are, what they're looking for, and what they really want. And so we have utilized those algorithms and decided, okay, we'll just get our clients that way. Instead of going to other locales like a Zillow or a Trulia or a Realtor.com, we go where people spend lots and lots and lots of time. And everybody, from your 8-year-old niece to your 80-year-old grandmother, are on Facebook. So that's what we do. My mother-in-law has a Facebook account. She doesn't check it, but she has a Facebook account. So I was like, if my mother-in-law has a Facebook account, then everybody has a Facebook account. And she don't do anything computer savvy, but she does it to see pictures. If she does that, she'll see this.
Wow. So Beth, tell me, how do you prepare for success, or how do you? You've been in the business for 30 years, or nearly 30 years. What's your what's your secret for really being successful as a realtor and helping people? You focus on seniors a lot of times.
Service. Holding their hands throughout the whole deal from the beginning to the end. And even after.
She was my real estate agent, that's how I know.
Oh wow.
And she was a realtor.
And I was a realtor, and just like a doctor doesn't diagnose himself, I needed a realtor to be the stalemate between myself and my husband, because I may be a realtor, but he doesn't care what I say. So he's a husband. So Beth became our real estate agent, and she held our hand through the entire process back in 2011. And that is because, again, the market changed, and some of us, the things were just so crazy where home prices were trying to level off, and it took a while. And Beth is a very patient, kind, understanding real estate professional. She is the
I wrote that for her.
Yes, but she's also very to the point. She'll tell you, this is how it is, this is how it's going to go. And she makes sure that if you don't have all the steps, she'll help you get to the steps, so in order for you to go to the next level.
We're talking about real estate, the importance of real estate, and I want you to tell everybody how, I want you to tell everybody that moment that you had when you first got into real estate. You almost quit, you almost gave up on real estate.
Sure.
But you stood in there, you hung in there. What's that? What happened? What was that turnaround moment that made you or helped you realize that this was your career, this is where you were in the right place?
Well, I mean, I don't know when that moment was, but it's you have to make a determination within yourself if you're gonna make it, or whatever you're gonna do in life. You're gonna get knocked down in life. That's what happens. Whenever you want something, it's how bad you want it, and you're gonna make a determine if you want it or not. Anything in life that's hard and difficult, things in life are not easy, and it was not easy for me. Matter of fact, it was virtually impossible. What I'm good at now, I was the worst at, and I'll tell you a story that I'm a pretty good public speaker. You've seen me speak, right? I'm pretty good actually. But I ran for student council, president of student council, when I was, poor devil, when I was in 5th grade. I froze, and they actually had to come get me off the stage to walk me off the stage. It was real sad. Okay, it was traumatic actually. So from that to be able to speak in auditoriums of 5,000 or more people, to be able to do that, I learned how to do that in a way that and let me tell you, and I spoke many times in front of large auditoriums, and don't think in fact that it doesn't, it's pretty unbelievable to do that even today, but I've learned how to do it, and it still get a little eerie, or get on that phone and make those phone calls that are very tough to make, and that are virtually impossible. And I had to go talk to myself in the mirror and say, okay, George, now they just beat the heck out of you. Now, and after a while, you get it. Just get, am I good enough to do this? And everybody has it in them if they want to. It's the want, the will, the desire. And if you want the will, the desire, you can do it. And if you have to get to the right training, the right ability, the want, the will, the desire to want it bad enough. If you do, you will succeed. You'll overcome anything that you choose to do in your life if you choose to do it.
Yep.
It's up to you. Mm-hmm. It's all up to you if you want it. If you want it bad enough. And if the pain is worth the reward. The reward to me was worth it, and I wanted it. And let me tell you something, it was pretty tough pain. But you know what? It was worth it. And you know what? The winning is, and after you win, it just feels good. But let me tell you, like Beth was saying, when it's so hard, some days are what they are, but the rewards are so great to see families, and when you see what we do, you see families, the work we do, nothing beats it. My first house that I sold, it hooked me, it had me, and I would never do anything else, helping people.
You know what, I want to say hi. Diana Miller Hicks is out there. She's saying, I see you.
Hi, Mama D. Hi, here.
And I guess she has a couple other people watching over there with her. So again, we just want to say hi to you, Diana. And what I want to do is I want to have you talk about how you market and sell homes.
Well, we still do traditional marketing of homes. We still put it into the MLS. But because print ads have gone to the wayside, just like newspapers have gone to the wayside, everybody wants everything digitally. Everything is on your cell phone, your tablet, your computer. So we at Rebate Realty, we realized that, we embraced it, and we learned how to win from it. So what we do is we still do still do paper marketing, we still do cards, and we still do flyers, but the majority of our money is on social media marketing, so or some sort of digital marketing. So not only is your home, like if you were to become a client with us, not only will your home get some traditional marketing, it will get a tremendous amount of social media marketing, because we understand that's where the clients are. Digital marketing is the way it is. It's not going anywhere. The cat's out of the bag. And as long as we have Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com, that's just the way that it is. And we understood that, and we decided to gear our entire business according to that.
So with you, Beth, being in this business 30 years and helping people, tell me, or tell actually our viewers or audience one of your best stories, or one of the most memorable stories of helping someone.
Do not talk about me.
Oh, but you were so much fun.
You're not just.
I love the first-time home buyers.
Mm.
When you give them the key at settlement and the excitement,
And they cry.
Yeah.
Anybody's bought a home, they know how difficult it is even getting through that process.
Yeah.
It's just ushering
The
someone-
hard part is getting the financing. That's once you get that out of the way, the finding the house is the easy part. You just have to narrow it down where you want to live. And I've had people that have wanted to go from Elkton to Westminster to Columbia. Oh, and then we can go down to Odenton. No, figure out where you want to go, and then we'll go from that area and expand out. Because let's face it, your drive to work from Elkton is going to be a lot different than the one from Westminster.
And so you mentioned something about financing and how important that is. So are you saying that it's important to actually have that mortgage piece in place
Yes.
way before you?
Yes, because the worst thing you can do is go fall in love with a house and then sit down and try to do the financing and you can't afford it. Then you're heartbroken. So if you do the hard part first, then finding the house is the easy part.
So is it, George, in today's market, are there, as far as finding or even getting mortgages, or how is that for the average person?
Money is becoming a lot easier now. So I mean, the pendulums go back and forth. So money is not as difficult to get. The key is, and there are grant monies and different things that you can do. So getting the credit scores. The key is really get to one boss. Find out what you can afford. The worst thing that you want to do is to go looking before you can, because you'll find a house that you can't afford, and then you're going to be polluted to it, and then that's going to be you're going to a bridge too far. So you want to really find out what you can afford. Stay within that budget. And matter of fact, you don't want to buy over what you can, or even up to the point. Stay. We don't want people to overspend. We want to get people comfortable. That's the most important thing. And for sellers, what we do for sellers, we talk about marketing. The key of it is for sellers when I go to market a property, and that's what I did. I listed a couple of hundred homes in the first year. Is knowing where the buyer is. Where is the buyer? If I'm buying, if we're going to Owings Mills, if we're buying at Perry Hall, or wherever in Lutherville, wherever the house may be. Where is the buyer coming from? Where do I have to market? Even social media, where am I going to target? Who am I going to target to, and where am I going to abstract that buyer from? We know how to abstract that buyer and where to go get that buyer. And that's why when we talk to sellers come to us, we're marketers. I'm a machine. I know how to do this. So I know how to extract that buyer. So just marketing doesn't do it. So that's why everybody's out there marketing. The key to the rebate is we have better bait. So when we go out there to go to market a house, we have better bait out there. They're going to bite on our bait because we are giving money back.
Yep.
So that's why our product for sellers is so much better, because when we do put it out there, they're going to bite on it because we're going to give that money back. So people are going to actually come to us before they'll go anywhere else. So, and the key of it is when we go out there, we know where to market it to, because we know that if they're buying, we know where they're going to buy from there. So we want to market to there. We want to market to a certain criteria of area, because that's where we're going. So we know kind of where the buyers are buying. If they're buying here, that's where we're going to market to there. So knowing where the buyers are coming from or where they're buying, that's where we're going to market to. So marketing to the right location is important if we're marketing a specific house in a specific area. So location is important when we're looking at it from a seller's perspective. From a buyer, get qualified. Make sure that you know what you're buying, or qualified to that buyer. Or if you're qualified to a type criteria, don't buy to the top of your area. Stay comfortable. Stay to a focus to your comfort zone in your payment wise. Stay. You got great rates right now. Not going to be great rates for long.
No.
This is a window. If your window close, it's going to close. One of the things that you can look at, I'm going to give you a little key here. You see the stock market going up? Not a good thing with rates of interest. As the stock market goes up, you can rest assured rates are gonna go up when the stock market's going up. That's a good indication that they're going to change the rates eventually. I'm talking about the interest rates. Interest rates are going to go up when you see the stock market going up. The stock market, by the way, is going up. Within the next month or two, you're gonna start to see rates start rising. It's gonna happen. If the rates go up 0.5%, your payment is going to rise much, much more than even $10,000. That individual home that you're looking at, you may be looking at a townhouse. That's why this window of opportunity is here now. You know, Max, I was in the marketplace when rates were at 17% at one point, and we were selling houses. So we're in the threes. So, you know, even if it goes to 4 or 4.5, which is a wonderful rate, but boy, threes sound so much better, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Newsflash, not gonna be here forever.
Another thing that's going up is the sale prices. To get a house that's in really good condition, a townhouse in the city, like say 3914, you're looking at 150, 170 for a really nice house, where 2 years ago they were 125, 135.
And one of the other factors too, that's real important to look at, guys out there, the prices and the rents. You can still buy cheaper than you can for rent, and that's because the rates are so good. So you really have a good situation here from especially first-time buyers that can still buy a little, depending where you're renting, obviously, but the buy is still a little cheaper, and you're not even taking into consideration the tax advantages. When you take the tax advantages into consideration, it's a no-brainer. It becomes an absolute no-brainer. So, and I know that they say that the new home sales were down last month and all that, and that's, you know, it's almost to a point where I think that's actually good in some cases, because, you know, bad news becomes good news because I don't want to see these rates going up. But they are going to go up. They are going to go up. So, guys, it really is a time crunch here for people that are on the fence. Please get in as soon as you can. We do have a shortage of homes. So when you get in here, that's why get to a good real estate person, because when a new house or a house comes on the market, we let you know immediately. So that we may have that thing under contract within an hour. So that, boom, it hits, we get you that house. It could be $10,000 under the market. We're gonna earn our keep for you because we're gonna get you a heck of a deal. We're gonna not only give you a check, but we're gonna get you a great deal, because it's he who's first gets that house is gonna be the one that's gonna get the best deal.
So, you know what, you mentioned tax advantages and advantages of, just speak to that a little bit about buying a home. Actually, you said a couple of things that resonate with me. Is that you mentioned also buying is cheaper than renting a home right now, and that's not a common conception. People don't
Only a few times in the industry in my years that's actually happened, and because most times it's a little bit more pricey to do that, and you get the advantage because of the tax advantages you get. Then if you take the tax advantages into consideration, then it becomes a little less sometimes. But in this case, it is actually cheaper payment-wise, and you get the tax advantages on top of it. So you can write that interest off if you're paying $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month, whatever your payment is. That most of that payment, a little bit is principal in the beginning, but most of it's taxes and interest. That can be written off right off the top of your taxes. Of your right from your income right off. So a chunk of that change, I'm not acting as an accountant. Get to your accountant and get all the figures and facts and the figures. But a lot of that chunk of that can be written right off, and whatever you're paying if you're getting back a certain amount, you'll get more money back at the end of that year. And I want to get into the fact that if you're claiming 2, you can claim 4, and maybe even get a little bit more each and every month. But that's where you can get. I would get with the accountant, your tax person, and you can actually get money back every single month, and even defray that payment. We can even show you how to do that, and get with your accountant. We'll help you with that process, and even to show you how to even get 100 or 200 that back each and every month to help you defray that monthly payment. To show you how you can even get that immediately, so we can defray that payment. So there's ways that we can work this thing to show you exactly how we can utilize that house to its fullest extent, because this is an investment, not only investment today, but investment for your future and your children. This is a wonderful opportunity.
So you know what? Speaking of investment, and when most people are buying or even renting, there's always that percentage of increase that they experience every year. When you buy a home, in most cases, if you're doing a 30-year, that payment is fixed for those 30 years. And so you have that there is that extra advantage in buying versus that. And then you mentioned the tax advantages. So that even makes it a better value. Also, with the rates being what you're saying, with the rates being what they are, a lot of times it can be a better situation to buy actually than to rent.
Yeah.
And so I know that personally, as my wife and I just went through this whole situation, and the funny thing is that there a lot of times I know that a lot of people out there who might not believe that they can even buy, they just haven't even gone out there. And so I definitely suggest or implore you to reach out to one of the agents here at Rebate Realty and just see what you can get, what kind of house you can buy. You guys are pretty knowledgeable with
It
what the
certainly
rates are.
can't hurt
Right.
to make a phone call and find out. You'd be surprised at how many people actually can buy that thought they couldn't.
Or at least to the point of knowing what it's going to take to get you prepared. And that's the most important thing. Whether it is either to buy your first home or second home, if you have a home now and you're trying to figure out if you want to keep it to as an investment, which I can go into that with you why it may or may not be a good idea to hold or to sell it, or if you want to go to your second home, or if you want to just say, hey, I want to get into the investment game. Like I said, I bought and sold over 500 of these, and I'm a pretty astute player in that field. So that's why a lot of my agents here take advantage of that, of my ability to be able to show you where that will help. Well, if you want to do that piece, I can show you how to do that. Where to find a bank property, or whether it be an auction property, or we find them through estates and other ways. We'll help you. A lot of people getting in lose their money real quick. There's a lot of people ready to take your money and show you exactly how to lose your money buying and selling properties. It's not an easy game out there, so it's not as easy as you think it is, but we'll guide you through that. We'll help you if you want to look at it and look at what it's actually going to take you to do it, and so get the facts before you enter in.
I kind of want to take a small moment as we're winding down. The last few minutes of time has gone by really quickly already, believe it or not. But I want to really just have you speak a little bit about really people who are maybe possibly thinking about getting into the market as a realtor to make money, to really just as an income. And as far as agents, so can you speak to that a little bit about how are you accepting agents here at Rebate Realty, or how does that part work?
Yeah, I mean, when I started my other company, the other company basically takes on agents and you pay them money and they just it's like an agent account situation. Here, I take on agents. We take on agents. The beauty of our company here is that we have a lead process. A lot of agents, we know what agency. I know, being in the business, I made an enormous amount of money as an agent. I know exactly what it takes to, if somebody's an agent that wants to go in as an investor. We have a lot of investors with our company because I know exactly how to show them how to become a good agent and become an investor too. Or if they just want to become an agent, we have leads here. So we have a lead flow. So a lot of agents love the fact that we can provide leads for them. Where a lot of companies, they don't have that. They don't have any of that. They don't have leads, the luxury of leads. So we have that. Training. Where are you going to have somebody like me, 40 years? You know what it would cost to actually have somebody one-on-one training? Enormous amount of money to have me to train you. And somebody like Beth and Anna is going to be social media training. So much training here, so much hands-on. You don't have that at these companies. They say they do. You're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
I
You're going
was
to pay
just gonna say,
major.
and
I was just gonna say, don't you pay for it?
Yeah. You pay major league for that. Here, and the most important thing is we have a differentiator, is the rebate.
The rebate.
We have a rebate that these realtors, you come into the business, there's 30,000 realtors, 30,000 or more, and 1,000 each month that come into the business. 1,000 people come into the business. They do the same exact thing. They get their license, they do the exact same thing, and they herd them in, keep getting a license, herd them in, and guess what? They get 30 more, 40 more people, 50 more come to the offices. They do the exact same thing. They have nothing that they do different. Here at this company, you know, Max, I was in the marketplace when rates were at 17% at one point, and we were selling houses. So we're in the threes. So, you know, even if it goes to 4 or 4.5, which is a wonderful rate, but boy, threes sound so much better, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Newsflash, not going to be here forever.
Another thing that's going up is the sale prices. To get a house that's in really good condition, townhouse in the city, you know, like say 3914, you're looking at 150, 170 for a really nice house, where 2 years ago they were 125, 135.
And one of the other factors too, that's real important to look at, guys, out there, the prices and the rents. You can still buy cheaper than you can for rent, and that's because the rates are so good. So you really have a good situation here from especially first-time buyers that can still buy a little, depending on wherever you're renting, obviously, but the buy is still a little cheaper, and you're not even taking into consideration the tax advantages. When you take the tax advantages into consideration, it's a no-brainer. It becomes an absolute no-brainer. So, and I know that they say that the new home sales were down last month and all that, and that's, you know, it's almost to a point where I think that's actually good in some cases, because, you know, bad news becomes good news, because I don't want to see these rates going up. But they are going to go up. They are going to go up. So, guys, it really is a time crunch here for people that are on the fence. Please get in as soon as you can. We do have a shortage of homes. So when you get in here, that's why I get to a good real estate person, because when a new house or a house comes on the market, we let you know immediately. So that we may have that thing under contract within an hour. So that, boom, it hits, we get you that house. It could be 10,000 under the market. We're going to earn our keep for you, because we're going to get you a heck of a deal. We're going to not only give you a check, but we're going to get you a great deal, because it's he who's first gets that house is going to be the one that's going to get the best deal.
So, you know what, you mentioned tax advantages and advantages of, just speak to that a little bit about buying a home. Actually, you said a couple of things that resonate with me. Is that you mentioned also buying is cheaper than renting a home.
Yes.
Right now, and that's not a common conception. People
Only a few times in the industry in my years that's actually happened, and because most times it's a little bit more pricey to do that, and you get the advantage because of the tax advantages you get. And if you take the tax advantages into consideration, then it becomes a little less sometimes. But in this case, it is actually cheaper payment-wise, and you get the tax advantages on top of it. So you can write that interest off if you're paying $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month, whatever your payment is. That most of that payment, very little bit, is principal in the beginning, but most of it is taxes and interest. That can be written off right off the top of your taxes. Of your right from your income right off. So a chunk of that change, I'm not acting as an accountant. Get to your accountant and get all the figures and facts and the figures. But a lot of that chunk of that can be written right off, and whatever you're paying in you know, if you're getting back a certain amount, you'll get more money back at the end of that year. And I want to get into the fact that if you're claiming 2, you can claim 4, and maybe you can get a little bit more each and every month. But that's where you can get. I would get with the accountant, your tax person, and you can actually get money back every single month, and even defray that payment. We can even show you how to do that and get with your accountant. We'll help you with that process, and even show you how to even get 100 or 200 back each and every month to help you defray that monthly payment, to show you how you can even get that immediately, so we can defray that payment. So there's ways that we can work this thing to show you exactly how we can utilize that house to its fullest extent, because this is an investment, not only investment today, but investment for your future and your children. This is a wonderful opportunity.
So you know what, speaking of investment, and when most people are buying or even renting, there's always that percentage of increase that they experience every year. When you buy a home, in most cases, if you're doing a 30-year, that payment is fixed for those 30 years. And so there is that extra advantage in buying versus that, and then you mentioned the tax advantages. So that even makes it a better value. Also, with the rates being what you're saying, with the rates being what they are, a lot of times it can be a better situation to buy actually than to rent.
Yeah.
And so I know that personally, my wife and I just went through this whole situation, and you know, the funny thing is that a lot of times I know that a lot of people out there who might not believe that they can even buy, they just haven't even gone out there. And so I definitely suggest or implore you to reach out to one of the agents here at Rebate Realty and just see what you can get, what kind of house you can buy. You guys are pretty knowledgeable with
It
what the
certainly
rates are.
can't hurt
Right.
to make a phone call and find out. You'd be surprised at how many people actually can buy that thought they couldn't.
Or at least to the point of knowing what it's going to take to get you prepared. And that's the most important thing. Whether it is either to buy your first home or second home, if you have a home now and you're trying to figure out if you want to keep it to as an investment, which I can go into that with you, why it may or may not be a good idea to hold or to sell it, or if you want to go to your second home, or if you want to just say, hey, I want to get into the investment game. Like I said, I bought and sold over 500 of these, and I'm a pretty astute player in that field. So that's why a lot of my agents here take advantage of that, of my ability to be able to show you where that will help. Well, if you want to do that piece, I can show you how to do that. Where to find a bank property, or whether it be an auction property, or we find them through estates and other ways. We'll help you. A lot of people getting in lose their money real quick. There's a lot of people ready to take your money and show you exactly how to lose your money buying and selling properties. It's not an easy game out there, so it's not as easy as you think it is, but we'll guide you through that. We'll help you if you want to look at it and look at what it's actually going to take you to do it, and so get the facts before you enter in.
I kind of want to take a small moment as we're winding down. The last few months of time is going by really quickly already, believe it or not. But I want to really just have you speak a little bit about really people who are maybe possibly thinking about getting into the market as a realtor to make money, to really just as an income. And as far as agents, so can you speak to that a little bit about how are you accepting agents here at Rebate Realty, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, when I started my other company, the other company basically takes on agents and you pay them money and they just it's like an agent count situation. Here, I take on agents. We take on agents. The beauty of our company here is that we have a lead process. A lot of agents, we know what agency. I know, being in the business, I made an enormous amount of money as an agent. I know exactly what it takes to, if somebody's an agent that wants to go in as an investor. We have a lot of investors with our company, because I know exactly how to show them how to become a good agent and become an investor too. Or if they just want to become an agent, we have leads here. So we have a lead flow. So a lot of agents love the fact that we can provide leads for them. Where a lot of companies, they don't have that. They don't have any of that. They don't have leads, the luxury of leads. So we have that. Training. Where are you going to have somebody like me, 40 years? You know what it would cost to actually have somebody one-on-one training? An enormous amount of money to have me to train you. And somebody like Beth and Anna is going to be social media training. So much training here, so much hands-on. You don't have that at these companies. They say they do. You're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
You're going to pay major.
I was just going to say, don't you pay for it?
Yeah. You pay major league for that. Here, and the most important thing, is we have a differentiator, is the rebate.
The rebate.
We have a rebate that these realtors, you come into the business, there's 30,000 realtors, 30,000 or more, and 1,000 each month that come into the business. 1,000 people come into the business. They do the same exact thing. They get their license, they do the exact same thing, and they herd them in, keep getting a license, herd them in, and guess what? They get 30 more, 40 more people, 50 more come to the offices. They do the exact same thing. They have nothing that they do different. Here at this company, we have something that we can do that the buyers and sellers love, and we can do it legally. It's illegal for 30,000 other people. They cannot do it. We can, and the public loves it. Every agent that doesn't come with us is very foolish because you want to differentiate yourself from the 30,000 other people. It's a no-brainer. It's a complete no-brainer. Now, let me tell you, me as an agent, if I'm an agent, if I want to work, I want a differentiator. I want to differentiate myself from the 30,000 other people. I want to beat those 30,000 other people. I got to beat those other people. There's only so much real estate out here. 30,000 people competing for a certain amount of real estate. That's very limited. I have to beat those 30,000. So I need the tools to beat them. Training, leads, and a differentiator. Yes, we're taking on a certain amount of agents, but only a select few. We're not going to take on herds and herds of agents. We're going to take on a few at a time, and we'll train you properly, and we're going to teach you how to beat those 30,000 other people. Game on, game over.
And a question for you. Do you enjoy selling real estate?
Yeah, I do. I enjoy helping people achieve something they thought they couldn't get. So I enjoy helping people achieve a dream. And for a lot of people, owning a house is a dream. So that is something that I truly love. I love helping people. And it just so happens I help them through real estate.
Beth, you the same question.
Yeah, do you like your job?
Ditto.
You do.
Yeah, it's a great job. It's also a great way to raise kids.
Oh my God, it's awesome with kids.
How's that going?
I have 2 small children, and I have childcare is a premium. If anybody's ever had children, you know that childcare costs as much as your mortgage or your rent, or more. So I have had to, on occasion, have my children on my hip with me at the office. And because of the kind of atmosphere we have here at Rebate, it's like a family atmosphere. There is no, we're all kind of family-esque. We work together. I leave my children with George, God help me, and they come back with bad habits, but they're with George, and I know that they are nothing's going to happen to my kids here.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. You know, who cares about the water and the games? It's all good. You know, I do know that here it is a place where I feel comfortable leaving my children. I feel comfortable my children being with Beth for an hour, or okay, I have to do this. Can you help me out? You're not going to come to work, so you come to work. You bring the kids, and as long as your children are well behaved and well maintained, we'd love to have you. But I understand that we all work together. We all work together for the greater good, which is helping our clients become homeowners, helping our clients sell that house. Because we have a lot of buyers and sellers, my clientele, especially with my divorce clientele, they need to sell their house in order to get to the next stage of their life. And, you know, I take it on personally when I help them move from that phase of their life into the next phase of their life. So I take it personally.
So here's what I want to do. We have like 10 minutes left on the show.
10 minutes.
So I want to change the atmosphere question. This is for one. I just want to say, hopefully, audience out there, everybody who's watching and listening, hopefully you've got a lot of information. I mean, 3 people here with combined almost 100 years of knowledge right here.
Oh, God.
Oh God! Didn't it just feel like? Didn't he
That's
just?
the
He aged us
correct-
in like 5 seconds,
Well,
didn't he? Oh my
Forget
God!
that. 10 years. Anyway, lots of experience here. That's the takeaway. Lots of experience. So again, you can definitely. I mean, there's a lot of great information here. But what I do know is important that when people are going out there picking agents, sometimes it's there's so many different choices out there. Like I said, I think Rebate. I think you guys have a great program here. But I want to actually just get a little bit more personal, if I could, with you guys. Is that okay? I guess a couple of crazy questions. Okay. Well, not too personal, but just so I want to just get people to get to know you guys a little bit more, because again, that definitely does help with the process of connecting with someone. You know what I mean? And so I just have a couple of questions. And what we try to do when we go on location, we try to make the show a little bit more, a little less heavy at the end. As we
Not singing.
You're justifying your actions right now. He's justifying his actions right
I'm
now.
not gonna sing. Not singing.
So I just have a couple of quick questions, and we're going to try to answer these really quick because we're kind of down to the last few minutes here. And so you know what, I'm gonna just go down the line. I'm gonna start with you.
Go ahead, hit it.
Okay. So Beth, best part of waking up is what?
Best part of waking up.
Yes.
The alternative really sucks.
What's the alternative? Holy hell.
I woke up.
Oh, geez. Before, it's got to be after coffee, because before coffee, don't even look at me.
She's not nice before coffee.
I'm not nice before coffee. Seeing what the day is going to bring and what kind of challenges are going to land on my desk. Boy, do I get some challenges on my desk in the morning.
Okay. So again, we're 30 to 45 seconds with each one of these. What's the hardest thing you ever done?
The hardest thing I've ever done?
Yes.
Moving out of New York and moving away from my friends and family.
Well, from New York to here.
That was hard because everything I knew was there, and then I moved to a place where I didn't know anyone. No one really knew me, and I had to make it on my own.
Okay. George.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because when you love what you do, is that I am so excited to get up in the morning. It's ridiculous, and
You're an early bird, aren't you?
Yeah, I actually really am. I'm at the diner at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I'm rolling over.
And
I'm up.
my eyes are like saucers in the morning, and I was never a morning person, but I am so excited about getting up in the morning.
So I have a question for you.
I'm just, you asked a question, and that's when you know that you love what you do, is when I can't, and even when I got problems like enormous amounts of problems, but I put in departments. Departments, I got a whole bunch of departments, and I'll take each problem as they come, but I enjoy what I do. So I look forward to getting up every morning because I tackle, right at 6 o'clock, boom, 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 boom. But I get up in the morning with a vigor.
So I will ask Beth's next question.
Oh, Lord.
You're my
She
man.
loves
You're my
him.
man. You're my man. I'll slap you around a little bit.
Don't beat him up today. I think George is bad.
I have a question. And again, like I said, we're rounding up. We got about 3 minutes, so I just want to try to get through these really quickly. What's the most useless talent that you have?
Useless talent?
Yes, people have something that they're.
I know stupid facts that don't really need to come into play.
Okay.
If it's something, that's it.
You want to
Ask me something important I don't know the answer. but-
She's our Trivial Pursuit person.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
important because playing Trivial Pursuit, I know I'll win with you. That's important to me.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you know what? This is the next question to you. Would you rather never use social media sites or apps, or never watch another movie or TV show?
I would rather not. I don't watch TV, so it's not an issue. I don't have a problem missing out on television. As long as I have my books, I'm fine.
So social media and apps.
Yeah, because I don't watch television and I don't go to the movies. The books are way better than the movies anyway.
Okay, now we're gonna watch What Would You Ask Me?
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Oh boy!
You know what? The next question for you, I already have the answer to.
Already.
He's gonna
The
say-
question was, what's the most unprofessional thing you've seen someone do? I think we.
No. It gets worse than that.
I'm kidding. What's your answer to that one?
What's that?
The most
What's the most
unprofessional.
I've seen in real estate. Obviously, I've seen incredible things in real estate that are unprofessional, which I don't appreciate. Real estate wise for agents, and I'm very astute with realtors. I want them to stay right on point with clients. So in real estate, it's very compliant, and we want to stay with that. So I've seen some things with clients, so with other agents and things, so we want to stay with the compliance. So I've seen things that other agents have done that are not compliant, so I make sure that people are very compliant. So.
Okay. I got last question for everybody. Everybody's going to answer this one, okay?
Ooh.
Last question. We're going to be closing the show in 3 minutes. So in 10 seconds or less, if you were a DJ, what would your DJ name be?
Oh, jeez.
You'd be DJ Busta
Keep my head down for that one. I'll
She'd
think.
be DJ Busta Move.
Ooh, I like that.
You'd be DJ Busta Move.
What's the move? Okay.
Because I've seen you dance in the office when people actually do their job.
What about you, Anna? What would your name?
I would be DJ. Damn, I gave you the good one. I would be DJ Max Fortune, because I will give you whatever I can, max it out as much as I can. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Last question. Get 10 seconds to answer this one.
DJ.
If your life was a movie, what song would be on the soundtrack?
Oh no.
So one song would be on the soundtrack.
My Way.
My Way. You know what? That's appropriate.
That is
That
perfect,
is
and,
good.
and he's not saying it. Okay.
Great answer. So, listen, as always, I want to say as we're closing the show, I want to thank you all for coming on. You guys have been great.
Thank you.
Really good information. I'm sure everybody's out here has really appreciated all the information that you've given. George, tell people, is there a phone number you can give people they want to call and get an agent here at Rebate Realty?
Yes. You can give those numbers. My number is 443-807-3245. My name is George Schiaffino. I don't know. Did you want to give a pitch of your book? I don't know if you want to pitch your.
Right. No, people on here see me pitch my book, heard me pitch my book, so I wanted to kind of focus on
Because
that.
you wrote my book, and I wanted to say you did a great job with that.
And you know what? You could say that. That could make up for earlier.
Oh,
And George,
you're my man.
George, don't forget
You
your
wrote
book.
my book. You did a great job. with it.
George, don't forget your book. Show me your book.
And you know what?
Yeah, my book.
Yeah.
My book.
So this is a book we worked on. This was George's first book. It's an amazing read. If you
It is an awesome read.
if you're in the real estate market, think about going into the real estate market. Did a phenomenal job. Just phenomenal information. Listen, there's a reason why I wanted to interview George. I mean, he, as you heard, it's a tremendous wealth of knowledge. I mean, this guy's got so much knowledge and information that especially when it comes to real estate, again, you can't lose with coming to Rebate Realty and then having the advantage of having the rebate. But as we have to close the show, I got 45 seconds. I want to just say thank you for tuning in. Again, we're on here every week, every Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. Again, I want to just thank my guest, George Schiaffino. Thank you very much. Anna, thank you very much.
Anytime, Matt.
Beth, thank you so much. And again, please continue to tune in. And in case you missed this show, again, we always run our shows on YouTube, so you can go to YouTube at The Max Fortune Show. Again, we'd love to hear from you. Please make sure you like and share the page here on Ask Max Fortune, or go to the Max Fortune Show on YouTube and hit the subscribe button, and you'll be able to get updated shows as we put them on. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for viewing.
Bye, everyone.
And
Bye,
we appreciate
everyone.
you watching in, hosting in.